So I mean, we just hit that 1K.
Mm.
People probably want to know how we got here, how it all started, because
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
long story.
That
It
is.
obviously didn't. It is something now, and it obviously didn't. It was like we didn't plan it to be the way it has manifested, but yeah, man, it all started a long time ago with one little seed that was planted. I'll see you, Marty.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Tell
That
us.
that
Tell us.
was
Tell us.
those
I'll
man.
see you.
Those I'll tell. Yeah, let's get into it. Like those were, let's say those were some easier days, dude. Like now I'm so busy, bro. So I think the fact that I had a hella free time like helped for the the inception of Nomadic. Um, Basically, like I was just chilling this summer at my parents' place in Zambia with Jimmy as well, and we were just hanging out and like I was just getting like when it's in the summer like I'm just bored and like I hate being bored. So I'm always just trying to think of something that I can do, that I can work on, like, either to better myself or like, something that I can work on that's not school to help me feel productive, because I think I had also just come off like a gap year where I had spent so much time just like, bro, let me not say wasted, but you get the point, you know what I'm saying? Just doing
Experiences. Yeah,
experiences, but
making
I
making
was just doing
memories.
like, dog, I was just doing like mad
Being
useless,
a goon,
useless
dude. Yeah.
jobs and everything, like mad useless jobs, dude. And like, so I just had spent a whole year with a lot of free time that some of it just kind of went to waste, you feel me? So I was really
Mm.
like, all right, that summer I was really like, all right, I'm about to start school again, but like, I can't only be working on school. Like, that's what's so whack, So
Yeah.
at the same time, it was kind of like, man, I miss the homies. Like everyone's off in a different country, like doing their own thing and that. And you know what, which sucks. But at the same time, I was like, man, it's crazy that I feel like we almost have a friend in like half the countries of the world or something like that. Like
Mm.
I think this is something we should try to find out, actually, dude.
Yeah,
Like
Mm.
actually pinpoint it.
where
Actually
all the
whip out the
nomadic
map.
people are at,
Make a
bro.
web
Where,
or
yeah,
Yeah,
something.
dude, because the
exactly.
network is massive, and that's like what pioneered actually a
Yeah.
lot of this. Actually,
So
literally, yeah.
exactly, like I was like, man, how can I take advantage of this network, and like how can I enhance this network? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like kind of be like a shit, like a I don't know the word, right? I guess it's like a nexus. You feel me? Like nomadic nexus of minds and dreams and creation. What can be like a nexus of people to come together or people to enjoy something that we're kind of working on and
Yeah.
like building up and like kind of creating this sort of like community where everyone can what we can like contribute to and bring value to people's lives in that sense. Um, and yeah, it just this idea just started, and I was like, all right, we got to do a collective, man, like on some pro era type shit, on some ASAP type shit, odd future, kind of
Mm-hmm.
vibes, but
Heavy
not
inspiration.
yeah,
Mm.
but they're all their good friends in like one spot, and
Yeah.
we're not together. So I was like, what's
Yeah.
the only way we can do it? And it's like this, we got to just do everything remote. But yeah, that's where it kind of started, and from there it was just like months and months and months of just like writing out ideas, having phone calls with y'all, throwing out ideas, and a lot of talking and not much doing in the early stages, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's the
mean,
hardest
if we
part
think,
though.
if we, yeah, for sure. Like if you look back, like this conversation we had, Marty, in the beginning was like in August, that time of year in the summer, and then when we actually released the nomadic page for the first time, that was like April. So it was like significant, almost like
Yeah.
3/4 of a year, just like talking and figuring out what is this gonna look like, what is it gonna be,
Yeah.
and then eventually, when it kind of started making more sense, we started, but even before it made complete sense, we actually kind of were like, you know what, let's just see where this is gonna go,
Yeah.
and that's where that was like in quarantine. That's when we were like, at this point, we need to just go for it. Let's just see what it becomes at this point. Like, there's no point in talking without actually starting somewhere, and we can
Yeah.
see where it's gonna go. We also like one thing as well was like we got to be open to seeing how this is gonna go, and not just trying to figure out exactly detail for detail. This is what nomadic is, and this is how it's gonna look like. Like to this day, we still got, you know, for example, when the new nomads came in, we said, shit, we're going in a different direction, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Every single day we think about nomadic. Every single day, new ideas come up and new directions, new avenues come up, and like we had to really in the beginning kind of let go of this idea that like nomadic is one thing and this is how it's gonna be, because so many people asked us, you know, in the first post, during the intro post, they'd be like, yo, so what is this? Is this a label? Is this a, like, what are y'all actually doing? Like, this don't really make any sense to me. It's like, man, it don't make sense to us. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's
Bro,
really what it was.
it's such a hard question to answer.
Like, it's its own thing. Allow it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Man. Literally.
I
As
think
it's evolved though, like, nah, go lose you and.
Are you sure, dude?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was just gonna say that, like, going off of what Jimmy said, like kind of seeing how things go. Honestly, I think Marty, to be honest, Marty, like in the beginning, since this idea kind of sprouted between, I guess, you and Jimmy mostly, like you kind of took and kind of do still take the forefront in like quite a lot of the ideas and actions. But like I think something that I kind of learned from you, and I think all of us learned from you, is like it's okay to just like, go with what you have almost, and like not be afraid of what the outcome is, or just see what the outcome is and kind of learn from it. Exactly what Jimmy said, because like that's the only way, or like it's a good way of actually figuring out what it is you want to do, by like doing stuff that you're unsure about, and then like looking back on it, seeing like the responses and reflecting on how that is, and then you can make your next moves, you can plan your next moves. And I feel like that's kind of exactly what we're doing with Nomadic. Taking it, like, obviously plan, like to a certain extent, like some things have to be planned, but then like you can never plan the outcome of something, so you just gotta go with it,
Yeah.
And like on that note, you know, I think what that comes down to is like letting go of the idea of like everything needs to be perfect. Like I know I can speak for Lewis and Matthew, you know, back when we were making music in high school as well. It was always like, let's wait until the song sounds perfect, until the song sounds right, until it's the right time and the right people gonna listen.
Literally,
But like
so many
we just
factors,
let-
man.
you know, and like once you let go of like, I think that's also a problem that creatives have in general, is like perfectionism. You know, it's a gift and a curse. But once we let go of this idea that Nomadic has to be perfect from the get, everything flowed. So I think that's already a big lesson that we learned, and that many people can learn, is just start and see where it goes. You know, let it move you around like a man, like you in the water, like in the stream, in the river. Let it move you.
Alright, so I got a question for I guess all of us, really. Like maybe we can go around and see what each person's thoughts are. But since we're talking about a little bit more about the origins and Nomadic and whatnot, we can talk about, or I want to ask you, like, what it means to you, what it means to you now, and like how it's sort of changed you. You know what I mean?
Dang. Matthew, take it away. Matthew, take it away.
Like question to answer right there. Damn, what Nomadic means to me now in comparison to how it was in the beginning.
Or just like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the beginning we were a much smaller collective. You know what I mean? I mean, we added these 3 other people and stuff like that. And in my head, it was initially going to be just music based and fashion based and potentially photography as well. And now looking back at it, I mean, you look at all the things that we're promoting, all the creative stuff that we're promoting and stuff like that. And now it's just like I see it as a platform to literally do whatever we want creatively. You know what I mean? And with no boundaries, with no limitations, with no, okay, like how does this work? And we really do work as a team heavily. Like almost every week we have like a weekly call and stuff like that. And we really try to help each other out. Like, okay, shit, what's going on here? We can do better in this area. We can do better in that area. I think, like, not to sound cheesy or nothing like that, but Nomadic has really turned into a little family, man. Like,
Yeah, it really has, man.
It's really true, bro.
Yeah, facts, bro. It's like, I mean, as Marty said earlier today, earlier in the meeting, he was saying about like we have all these people all around the world, man. But like before this was really created, I'd only talk to Lewis and Jimmy every now and then, on our like monthly calls and updates and stuff. But all these other homies that we had from before as well, now we're talking regularly all the time, using our talents to like actually progress ourselves.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's one productive ass family in my opinion.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah,
it's
Amen.
really a
Amen.
beautiful thing, bro.
yeah,
It
for
is. It
real,
is.
It's really a
for
beautiful
real.
thing. And like
Yeah, man.
I feel like it really, especially me, cause like even me before we did all this, I wasn't nearly as tight with you guys as I am now, you know. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
really it's really actually crazy, dude.
I used to hate your ass, man.
Yeah, trust me, dude.
Nah, man. But
No, but yeah, like I love the fact that like, now it's just just the fact that even like as friends now, like when we do talk, it's like we have something other than just being like, oh yeah, like I've been at school a lot and like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah, bro.
I'm seeing someone now and like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like my
Hey.
roommate, my roommates are
yes.
nice and
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Uh, and
Mr.
like that,
Romancy.
yo, I'm not seeing nobody, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing nobody,
Yo,
bro.
DM him.
you
DM
heard
him.
that? You heard that, ladies?
Nomad
Nomad
M.
M.
Yo,
Nomad
stop.
M.
Hit him in the DM. Hit him in the DM.
Yo, don't
Let's
plug me like
go.
that. Don't plug me like that, bro. But like just those kind of basic conversations of just like updating your life. Like now when we talk, it's like, all right, man, what we doing? Like, what can we do to improve? Like, we're trying to even, we talk about ways to like improve ourselves and like how can we work better on Nomadic while we got our whole lives going on and everything.
Mm,
So it's just even like, we got like empowering conversations going, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Some of which hopefully we can like capture in this podcast as well, you know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that's just what I love so much about this. And like to touch on like how it has changed me, like it has being like part of Nomadic has like I feel like it has motivated me a lot. Like I feel like I've always been quite a motivated person, but this, it's kind of it's the first time that I really have something that's like mine, like mine as in it's mine, it's also yours and everyone's,
yeah,
what I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah,
but it's like it's each of ours, our own thing, that like this is gonna be what we like make it together and what we put into it is what eventually we might get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
To have something like that that's such an awesome project that's not just like go somewhere get some money and then go home type shit or
Facts.
yeah,
like
Facts.
get a piece of paper or they're like, oh, here's a shitty grade for what you just did.
yeah. Literally, literally, it's none of that.
Yeah, bro.
Forget school,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Yeah, I
over
had a
now,
lot of
dude.
those. I
School.
had a lot of
Yeah.
those.
Nah, but for
But
me as well, like if I look at like how nomadic has changed me and what it's done for me, like I look at it, well, not also just what it means to me. Like I look in two ways. Like on one hand, one thing I find really beautiful about nomadic is the way we um, encourage and celebrate like creative avenues, and that not just ours but like everybody else's. Now with Who Dis Wednesday and Freestyle Friday, where we're just like any creatives or any person who want to share something or a talent they got, we're just like, yo,
yeah,
Do it.
come here, man, let's do it. Like we want to share our fan base with you, whatever. Let's do it. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. And I think when we approach people for Who Dis Wednesday, at least the reactions we've gotten are very like appreciative and like, damn, like I really appreciate you guys just sharing it. And that's what we're about, like we always have been, just sharing our platform, sharing our networks, just sharing the creativity. And I think that's one beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, yeah,
And like, yeah, that's on one hand. And then on the other hand, like personally, I think each of us are also developing a lot through Nomadic. And for example, I can speak for myself when like it has in many ways made me a more confident person. For example,
yeah.
when it comes to rapping, for
Freestyle
example,
Friday.
exactly. Like I used to, I mean, I still am, I lack some confidence here and there when it comes to like freestyling, and things like that. And we slowly are becoming much more comfortable by putting ourselves out there on this platform. And I
Yeah.
think in that way, like what we were saying before, Nomadic is really a part of us in that sense where like we are developing as Nomadic grows. It's not like Nomadic is
Yeah.
happening here, growing that way, and we're doing it's like one thing.
Shout out
And so
to
that's
that.
why it gives us so much motivation, Marty, like you're saying, because like it's who we are, and it's developing us constantly every day. We're like, damn, I'm getting a bit more confident with my freestyling. With
Yeah.
Freestyle Friday, started off, writing some bars, an hour before the release, whatever. And then now we're just like, hey, Friday morning, let's just drop a beat, freestyle. Let's
Yeah.
just actually do it and put it out there. And the reactions are great. We
Yeah.
all feel much better about ourselves.
Shout out for that.
And I
Shout out all
think,
the
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
reactions.
for real,
Yeah.
man. Shout out the
Yeah.
support. Like that has honestly, like I know I can speak for us
Right?
rap. Like it's made us much more confident. And
Yeah.
Bro,
then
it's
not
so
just
sick,
confidence
man.
in music, but like confident as a person as well.
Yeah,
Just
it
like,
Yeah.
feels good.
yeah, man,
Amen.
having
Amen to
having
that.
this little project that we all doing, like it's something to be proud of, man. And like
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Nomadic
Yeah.
develops as we develop, and that's what we do it for, man. That shit, you can't you what it can't get better than that, man. For real, for
Facts,
real.
dude.
No,
Facts,
exactly.
facts, facts.
Yeah, man.
That's so true, bro.
All right.
We are nomadic, yeah. We are
Yeah.
nomadic.
We are, we are, we are, we
Yes,
are.
sir. Yes, sir. But yeah.
I no matter who you how's it changed your life, bro?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
true,
well,
man.
to be honest, like I resonate with pretty much everything that you guys have said, especially um to do with like motivation and stuff. It just like the majority of time that was put into this project was done like over the past couple months, which was when all this COVID-19 stuff has happened. So
Yeah.
basically when life is on pause, and like if you didn't have anything to do within that period to like sort of, I don't know, any recreational activities to keep you busy, then like to, I can speak for myself, like I kind of would have been lost, you know what I mean? Like if I didn't have any motivation or any aspirations throughout that period, like I don't know what I would be doing. So I think it's definitely helped in a sense, like to keep me busy, keep me definitely motivated,
Mm,
um, and motivated in the sense of like creating, like music wise, but also just to keep busy, like just
mm,
to always have like a project working on, or like just or constantly like thinking of ideas and wanting to sort of collaborate um, with us, but also outside our sort of like nomadic team, with other creatives. So definitely motivation wise, and also what you just said about like developing ourselves, like our self confidence and and stuff. Like I remember when I made when you're talking about that, I just thought about the video I made for the Instagram page, like that.
who
That
would
song
have
doesn't even
thought
have
that the
a
shy boy,
Bro, that
hey,
video,
that
that
would
video
line. That
was
turn
line
to
so
the
explains
hard.
fly boy?
that line
Hey.
Yeah,
explains it
bro.
all. Whoever thought that the shy boy turned to the fly
Yeah,
boy. But
That video was hard, man.
Yes,
bro.
the
sir.
That
yeah,
video
That
put us on the map, low key. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
but like like that the song itself, like you can hear like in the lyrics, like I say that, and that actually like is how it shows how we are developing. But also literally that video and that
Mm.
idea I came up with like within the span of 2 days, and did it in a really short amount of time. And it was literally just with what I had, like my phone, no like bougie cameras, like the effect on the
straight
like
passion,
mirror
bro.
effect
Straight
was
passion.
just like
Straight passion.
Yeah.
shit from YouTube. Like if you're passionate about something, and like you have like the means of learning how to do something, or learning how to sort of obtain or make your idea come to life, then that's a really powerful thing, I think, because
Yeah. I
Preach,
mean,
preach.
it really, yeah, it's so true, and it's so important to remember as well, man. Uh, like even just for this podcast, like we had to hustle. I won't really get into the details of it, but we had to hustle to, what I'm saying, be able to record this podcast the way
it
we're
was a
able
lot
to
of
right
hustle.
now. And
Mhm.
like it was yeah, and like you just have to figure out some way, and like
Mm.
the same thing. At first we were like, all right, yo, we all need to get this mic hooked up and like this and that. But like, hey man, it's our first podcast ever, bro. I got my
Yeah,
Huawei earphones, like knockoff Apple
Wow,
shit,
wow.
Huawei, and like you just gotta do with what you have, and then use that to the best of your
yeah,
ability, because I feel
Literally.
like a lot of people, even like a lot of people are like held back. A lot of people are held back just by, they don't have this camera that they need to do this project, or
Yeah.
you know, they don't have like, yeah, they don't have the mic to start making this music or the program, this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
Whereas you just gotta do with what you got around you, or from what you can borrow from your friends or whatever, and then just try to make your dream, or what make your idea come to life. And
Mhm.
like after that, people are gonna appreciate it or they're not gonna appreciate it. But I guarantee you, it's not because your mic isn't $100 that they're not gonna
Yeah.
appreciate what you just made. You know.
Yeah.
And the same goes for music. Like it's so true. It's shown so much as well by like the SoundCloud rapper like era. You know what I mean? Which is kind of coming to an end as well. Like now SoundCloud has like it's paid and it's ads and stuff like that. But back when
Yeah.
SoundCloud was really for like discovering like music that that wasn't out there on the big streaming platforms, and like on iTunes and whatnot. Like when we're still finding music on there, like
Yeah.
bro, people would record with this, man.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
did
Like
record that, bro.
exactly, dog.
Yo,
Mhm.
we have a
Exactly,
couple
bro.
songs
And
like
like
that.
if
A
we go
lot.
back to those, like you can sometimes even hear that the mic quality ain't great, but for some of the songs, even that's where the magic came from. And
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
those people are making millions of dollars today and have all the equipment that they ever wanted. But some of
Mm.
the songs that they made back then in their, like we said, in their mama's basement,
Yeah.
some shit that they make now in a $5 million studio is not gonna pass what they made in their mom's basement.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Exactly.
Facts. Facts.
I
It's
think
all a
that's something
process,
that's
man.
so like, yeah, bro.
It's all a
Yeah.
process. Everyone starts from somewhere, but I feel like, yeah, as we were saying earlier, man, like our biggest fault back in high school, especially, was the fact that we're like, oh no, this is not good enough. This is not where it needs to be right now. This is not, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Kelly for letting us borrow that condenser mic on the weekend.
yeah,
But it was
Hey,
like
yo,
it was like that kind of thought process that kind of, I mean, it was good because we wanted to be perfectionists and make it like we wanted to use the condenser mic, and
yeah,
plug it up and make it sound crisp. But I feel like that kind of thinking sometimes is good, but sometimes it can also like halt your ideas and put them on hold,
Yeah.
because
yeah,
if we were just like from the get-go and had a consistent um thought of just being like, yo, it doesn't matter the quality as long as we're like rapping and making new songs. Like we could be making like two, three, five songs more in the span of time that we'd be waiting for to get the condenser mic from
Yeah.
Mr. Kelly because someone had
yeah,
already checked it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah,
Yeah, man. You just start making excuses, and like it doesn't really get you anywhere. And I think that's one thing that, yeah, it was a big lesson for us, for sure, dude. For
yeah,
real.
yeah. Now we here.
But
Now we here, man. It's a
now we here.
process.
yeah.
Now we
Yes,
here,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Bro, even the same goes for like nomadic, but in more of like how do I put it? In more of like a mental block, sort of like, in the same way that people want to have like all the right gear, and like all that kind of, they want all the right gear, all the right programs and this and that, just so they have it all completely right, kind of thing, before they start something. I think we really had that with nomadic as well, because like when we're all talking, like we wanted the ideas to be like perfect, and we wanted to be like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like that, this is what you're gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do, like this is how it's gonna look like in this much time,
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. And like we're too focused on just like, I feel like we're too focused on just like trying to get it right, and like, having all those things set up, and it
yeah,
just stopped us from actually doing. Like once we decided, like that's why I'm so happy that, during Corona, like I'm so happy that we just said, yo, fuck it, man. Like we don't have much to do during the day. We don't have much to do during the day. We just got school and we're just all stuck at home. Like what better time than to just like launch this and,
actually,
see where it takes us.
yeah,
And I think ever from there, like now we don't even, like right now we're not even planning that far ahead. Like we just come up with an idea, we just execute it, and then we just see like, oh, it went well, it didn't go well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we just move on from there, and like everything just getting better, and like we're getting better at it, at things, and like yeah, man, like
Yeah,
it's
man.
I think that's one lesson for all of us with anything that we do, that I think we've learned so much, is like just do it. It's like it's literally the Nike thing, like just do it, just try it.
Yeah.
Like
It
Yeah.
is. It
whatever
is. It
happens,
is.
happens, man. Like even if you fail, and what?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just gonna do another thing, man.
Hell yeah.
Literally. Yo, Nike, send us free shit.
Yeah, plug
Yeah,
that We dot
yeah,
nomadic
Nike,
or
Nike,
Instagram.
man.
Please,
Nike,
please,
hook us
please,
up. Hey,
please.
yo,
Yo,
Nike,
so
help us out with our merch,
Yeah,
dude.
Hey, yo,
speaking of
what's
speaking
that
of
shirt you wearing, bro? What's that shirt
yeah.
you wearing?
oh yeah,
You
don't
going you go
don't let them see that, dude. Don't let them see that too much.
you're not gonna address that? You're not gonna address the elephant in the room, bro?
This one in the bank. This one in the bank still.
Yeah. See
That
this
that's an
one.
exclusive. That's a Nomad M exclusive. You gotta
The
pay extra
Nomad
for that.
exclusive.
Yeah.
You get to you